I don't even ski and I want these. Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me. Welcome back, everyone. This is On the Phone with KCK. Actually, I think it's called I'm on the Phone with KCK. The Instagram is On the Phone with KCK because I'm like, that is long, but it's about the title. It's about the what am I trying to say? It just makes sense. When someone asks you who you're on the phone with, you're like, oh, I'm on the phone. Or if someone tries to interrupt you, oh, I'm in the phone with so-and-so. I'm on the phone with so-and-so. So, like, it makes sense, but I know it's long. Anyway, welcome back. I'm KCK. You are currently on the phone with me. Or some of you listen on smart devices. So, hello from your Alexa. Hello from, sorry if I just set your Alexa off. Hello from your Google Home. Yeah, any way you want to listen to this podcast is fine with me. But we have been hovering at 23 5-star reviews on Spotify for a very long time. And I need you to at least give me one more. Give me 24 5 stars, please. Just boost it one star. I beg of you. Or one review, I mean. 5 stars, one more review. We need to get it 24. 25 would be great. But, I'll take what I can get. I just uploaded another Patreon episode. It is called The End of an Eras Tour because as I'm recording this tonight, I just recorded that one not too long ago. And here I am again. And it is the last day of the Eras Tour in Vancouver. So I did a deep dive on, the merch sales, the ticket sales, how many countries, cities she went to, venues, the records she's broken, all kinds of stuff. So if you're interested in that, it's on my Patreon. It's $5 a month, and there are 2 additional episodes on there. And who knows, maybe in the future I will do more. But as of right now, that is what I can commit to. And it's actually pretty fun. It's more in-depth episodes, and I enjoy it. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my next one. Something Christmas themed. I think I might do like a behind the scenes of Making the Grinch, the Jim Carrey version. Anyway, that is the opening sequence of this episode. This is episode 67. Crazy. I went to the aquarium lights last night in Draper, and it was very cool. The lights were super, super cool, and they were outside. The line to get in was extremely long. I went with my friends Mallory and Jackson and Caden, and it was super fun. But there were too many people. Sorry, you let in too many people. There should be a limit. The penguins were asleep when we got in there because it was nighttime. The otters were asleep. You could barely even walk through the tunnel of the shark area because everyone was just standing in there. And that was where, if you watched, was it 2 episodes ago of Real Housewives of Salt Lake? That's where Angie and Lisa sat in the little tunnel where the sharks swim over you. Other than that, it was fun. We went to Aubergine after. I love, love, love Aubergine. It's delicious, and I feel super healthy, although it is not cheap. I usually will just do like one meal from there as my lunch and dinner, because it is super filling. It's all like whole foods and healthy. So, yeah, I did that. What else have I done this week? Lots of Christmas decorating. So it's just a busy month. I started making Martha Stewart's green juice that she makes every single morning. And let me tell you, I have been nervous about this because I'm a picky eater. Mostly it's like texture for me, but still, so here's the ingredients. It's celery, cucumbers, a pear, an orange, parsley. I put spinach in it. Apparently it doesn't call for spinach, but I do. Ginger, and I'm missing something. Anyway, but doesn't that sound not very good? You would be correct. But it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it is actually pretty good. The ginger helps, and the pear and the orange, like they cancel out all the other taste. Like you think you would just taste like celery juice, but you don't. Anyway, I feel super healthy when I drink that. And I'm not really contributing this to the next thing I'm going to say because I've only done it twice, but I have lost 5% body fat and gained like 4% muscle. So that's exciting. I've been trying very hard at the gym. I think I'm going to start running because I want to do a half marathon or a couple next year. I gotta look good for Coachella. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing lately. I'm going to Arizona this coming week, and me and my friends are going to go see the movie Queer on Thursday. That's the one with Drew Starkey and Daniel Craig. What else am I doing? I think I have something going on Saturday night too. So, it's just a busy, busy time. I'm just a busy socialite of rural Utah. Anyway, let's get into what I want to talk about. There's a lot I have on here, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't have time to write notes. I guess I could do it in the morning. I could take notes right now and record in the morning, but I'm tired of doing that. I have energy right now, and we're going to do it. Plus all these things I'm going to talk about, I already know most of the stuff behind it anyway, so it's okay. Here's just a few things that I thought was funny this week. I saw people in London are getting sick of tourists, and so they are purposely writing bad reviews for good restaurants and good reviews for bad restaurants, so the tourists will go to the bad restaurants. And I'm like, that's interesting. Does it really matter that much? Like, how bad is it? I don't know, like, just to go through all the extents of that. Also, I found my car keys. Yeah, I found them. And I truly do not know how they ended up where they were, because I don't remember wearing this jacket at all. It's a jacket I wear when I'm doing like farm work and stuff. And apparently I must have put it on to go out and get groceries out of the car, because I had broke into my car like I told you, and finally I kind of just gave up. And I thought they were going to be in the trunk, so I was like, how am I going to get the trunk open? It won't open. I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take a minute. I'm just going to take a step back. I'm going to let it go for a few days. I'm just going to chill. And then I came home. When did I find them? Tuesday or Wednesday morning. And I went out to go feed the horses. And I reached into the pocket of this jacket I put on. And there they were. As soon as my hand touched them, I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding. And you know what? I am mad. But I'm not mad because I just wanted to find them. And I quickly put my AirTag back on them. Although the battery's dead now, so I need to change that. But what I was going to get at is that the night before, I was just so, not distraught, but just like beaten down because I couldn't find my wallet. And I realized I couldn't find my other phone. And I'm like, they've got to be here somewhere. So at this point, I've lost my car keys, my wallet, and my other phone. I get down the stairs. I hear my phone vibrate. I left it. I remember leaving it where I did now. I'm like, okay, well, there's one down. And then I remembered a jacket that I wore to the Heather Gay book signing. Oh, I told you I was going to that. I went to that. That was actually pretty fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm excited to read the book. I actually get the audiobook and listen and read at the same time because she reads it. But it was good. I got another picture with her. It's on my Instagram if you want to look at it. And she says she's going to write more books, so there'll be more book signings and events. And yeah, so anyways, the jacket that I wore to that, we went to a restaurant after called Sapa, and I must have just put it in my jacket pocket. But I'm like, I wonder if I left it there. That'd be so annoying if I did. And then I'm like, wait, I didn't check the jacket pocket. Anyway, it was in there. So I found my wallet. I found my phone, and then I went to bed, still no car keys. Woke up the next morning, put the jacket on, found my car keys. So I found everything within 10 hours of each other, and I don't know what kind of lesson this needs to be for anyone, but just have hope. I manifested and prayed to the universe that I just want to find them. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I know it's like I'm already mad. I gotta get over it. I just need to find him. So manifesting works, and when you're trying so hard to get something to work, just kind of take a break for a minute, and that's usually when you find stuff. The best is when you find things before you realize you've lost them. You know, when you like see something you set somewhere very obscure and you're like, oh, I'm glad I saw that because I would have been looking for that later. Anyway, also I showed my mom a TikTok of someone's dog. What was the TikTok even? She's like, whose dog is that? I'm like, I don't know. Like, why do parents do that? I'm like, I don't know who this person is. I don't know who most people I look on my phone are. Like, they're just strangers. It's just the stereotypical parent. Who is that? I don't know. I can't tell you. Sorry. Angelina Jolie was on Jimmy Fallon the other night, and I forgot to talk about, I didn't even realize he had a collab with Crumble for his new Christmas album. And I think the owner of Crumble went, I don't think he was on the show, but he posted a picture of him in New York, and he posted a picture of the NBC building. So he must have had a meeting or something there with him. Anyway, he had peppermint brownies, which honestly don't sound that good, so I'm not really sad that I missed it. Anyway, Angelina Jolie was on the show, and she said that was her first talk show in 10 years. And she's like, I'm super nervous. This is not my thing. Like, I am fine acting and stuff, but this is just so uncomfortable. And she was barefoot. She's like, I broke my toe yesterday, and I just decided just to come out here barefoot. But she talks about her new show that her movie she's in, Maria, I think it's the name of it. Like an opera singer she portrays. And then she talks, I didn't realize she produced The Outsiders that's on Broadway right now. And I think it's doing pretty well. It's pretty getting good reviews. But yeah, it was good to see her on a talk show again. You don't really see like these mega famous people. You really don't see on interviews anymore. Like Beyonce doesn't do interviews. Angelina Jolie doesn't do interviews. I think Brad Pitt does some. George Clooney does some. Jennifer Aniston does a little bit, you know. But it gets to a point like Taylor Swift, you don't really do many interviews because you're so famous. Anyway, she decided to because she felt like it was important for this movie. It's called Maria, and she actually sings in this, and she trained for this singing, and she wanted to be very authentic, and she was super nervous to sing in front of people. But yeah, anyway, it comes out. Oh wait, sorry, I'm looking at her page. Let me look at the movie. The movie comes out, it's got a 6.8 star rating, December 11th, 2024. I'm guessing it's coming, oh, no, in select theaters, November, and December 11th on Netflix. So there you go, if you want to support her. So when I was in like 6th or 5th grade, that's when the whole Brangelina, Jennifer Aniston, like the whole thing happened with like, after the Mr. and Mrs. Smith movie, and they got together and he divorced Jennifer Aniston and stuff. And at that point, I didn't know much about Angelina Jolie, but I loved Jennifer Aniston because of Friends. Like, I was so loyal and devoted to her. But then I just kind of slowly started to like Angelina Jolie, and she seemed unproblematic, except for that, you know, except for stealing Jennifer Aniston's husband. But that obviously didn't work out in the end because they're no longer together. I think they're divorced, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, or they're like right in the middle of it. Yeah, I just remember that was like on every single magazine cover. It was those three. Always. That was like the biggest thing for a long time that people talked about. And it's just weird to see where they're all at now. What's next? She also won a Tony for her producing on The Outsiders, so that's cool. Did you guys see? So Trisha Paytas had her live show, and it was just so surreal to watch. It was so like sweet because she has been dreaming of this for so long. People were cheering and screaming, and everyone was so excited, and she was kind of did like her bow. Like, someone posted a TikTok video, which this is my favorite part of any concert, is when they just sit there and everyone's cheering and clapping for them, and they're just like taking in all of their hard work and how far, like, it's all come together for that moment when they are just soaking it all in. and she did that. But she was also on SNL. I actually didn't watch this one because I got home at 2 a.m. But I saw clips that she was on SNL for like a Spotify Wrapped thing. Oh, I need to talk about my Spotify Wrapped. It's not on my list. I'm glad I remember that. Anyway, yeah, so she's always wanted to be on SNL too, which is funny because when she was on the podcast with Ethan, she mentioned, she's like, I really want to be on SNL. And he's like, if you go on SNL, I will cut my arm off. I don't know why he said that. What a weird thing to say. But basically saying you're not going to get on SNL. Like, it's not going to happen. And if you do, it's so ridiculous that I'll have to cut my arm off. Which, again, is a weird thing to say. But she's proving him wrong again and again. I love her. She is just, like, in a good spot right now and doing so well. Okay, so for my Spotify Wrapped, you guys are like, please no. I love Spotify Wrapped. People that make fun of people that post it, you can just go to hell, because I thoroughly enjoy seeing people's Spotify Wrapped. I just love knowing what they listen to and what songs like resonated with them that year, and you know, you can kind of tell what people are going through with. But here's mine. I listened to 97,832 minutes of music, which is a lot, and I'm kind of mad I didn't get to 3,000. But that is 4,000 more than last time, and I think it's probably closer to 10,000 more than the time before that. My top artists were Taylor Swift, Katy Perry, Beyonce, Miley Cyrus, and Dua Lipa. My number one song, which really surprised me, it honestly, truly did. I like this song a lot. I just don't remember listening to it this much. It was Illusion by Dua Lipa. I thought it was going to be We Can't Be Friends for sure, or Training Season by Dua Lipa. Anyway, number 1 is Illusion. Number 2 is We Can't Be Friends by Ariana Grande. Love, 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 love that song. Number 3 is Training Season by Dua Lipa. Number 4 is Falling Forever by Dua Lipa. And number 5, this one surprised me, was Disease by Lady Gaga. And it just came out. Like, I love it, but again, I don't remember listening to it that much. I'm going to do my top 10 songs because, it was so close to being in it again. The One That Got Away is finally not in my top 5, and it makes me kind of sad because, again, that's the best movie, or that's the best song in the entire world. So after Disease, it's How Did It End, which I for sure thought that was going to be in my top 5. How Did It End by Taylor Swift. Number 7 is The One That Got Away by Katy Perry. Number 8 is Houdini by Dua Lipa. Number 9 is Daughter by Beyonce. I love that song. And number 10 is Von Dutch by Charlie XCX. Again, I think that's the best one on the album. The next one is Perfect Illusion by Lady Gaga, and it's because it's the first song in my playlist. And so when it's over, it always goes to that song. And so I really don't listen to it that much. I don't hate it, but it's not like my favorite. It's just always number 1. And the next is Peter by Taylor Swift and Two Most Wanted by Beyonce and Miley Cyrus. I love that song. Anyway, that is my Spotify Wrapped. I'm so glad you guys listened to that for me. I want to go through, these were the most streamed albums on Spotify globally in 2024. Number 1, The Tortured Poets Department, the Anthology Edition. Number 2, that's Taylor Swift. Number 2, Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. Number 3, Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. Number 4, I do not know how to say this, Manana Serra Bonito? I don't know who that's by, I'm so sorry. Number 5 is Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande. Number 6 is 1989 Taylor's version. Number 7 is SOS. I'm assuming that is SZA. Number 8 is Lover, which is really shocking, but I think it's because of Cruel Summer. Number 9 is Fireworks and Rollerblades by Benson Boone. And number 10 is Starboy. I'm wondering if this is very accurate. Starboy by The Weeknd. Anyway, there's that. What else? Apparently Moana 2 has broken tons of records. And there most likely will be a third one. I'm sure they've already started working on it. They're currently filming the live action one now. And from the picture, people aren't really sure what it's going to be. It looks like Dwayne Johnson's wearing more muscles on him. And it looks kind of fake. So we're kind of just curious. I remember... Okay, so I put this one down before I saw this other TikTok. And I kind of want to see if it's real. So Brianna LaPaglia, I think that's how you say her last name. Brianna Chicken Fry, basically. She has a new apartment. I think it's in New York. I swear she said Boston. And then at the end of the video, she said New York. So I don't know where this apartment is, but it's super cool. It has lots of skylights. It has its own private, like, rooftop terrace. But then I saw that she canceled her podcast. Yeah. Okay, so I was correct. That's Us Weekly. I don't know how much I trust that. Basically, she is done with the podcast. It says Grace O'Malley, who is the co-host for her podcast. Grace O'Malley addresses Plan Brie Uncut podcast status with BFF Brianna Chicken Fry. Grace O'Malley is addressing the status. If you know me, you know I truly hate to be serious about anything ever, but sometimes you have to be, O'Malley 26 said at the start of a lengthy 3-part statement post on her Instagram story, December 6th. For months, I've been radio silent about the status of Plan Brie, and it has killed me to leave you guys hanging. I guess that's their podcast? Is it? I thought it was named something different. I must be mistaken. The plan was for me and Brie to put out a joint statement about the end of the podcast. But noting that everything's so weird and unfamiliar at the moment, O'Malley went on to address the tags she and LaPaglia 25 have been receiving about their Barstool Sports Park podcast via social media amid the end of year Spotify Wrapped frenzy. Also thank you for everyone that commented or posted about me being on your top podcast. I really appreciate it. I'm proud of what we built, nostalgic for all the years. I'm frankly outright heartbroken that this chapter has closed, she continued. But we agreed to make joint statements, so I replied, cried, and chose not to repost or say anything until it was time. On the same day, you might have seen Brianna post that she's working on bringing back some version of Plan Brie to give you guys the much needed info you deserve. All I can say is this is my first time hearing about this. So basically people are like, so it's basically exactly what Zach Bryan did to you, but when he broke up with you. That's interesting. I don't know. Interesting. Oh, also last week I said Ellen DeGeneres' house flooded in England. It did not. She said it directly on her Instagram. And yeah, let me pull up the post. She's like, and for those wondering, no, our house didn't flood. I'm like, oh, sorry to you, Ellen. Here we go. 20 years ago today, she's talking about her relationship with Portia. Anyway, I won't read all that, but it says, P.S. For those of you concerned, our UK farmhouse did not flood. So there's that. I apologize, Ellen, for getting that incorrect. What is next? Daddy Yankee is getting divorced. They've been together for a long time. I don't really know much about them, but I remember seeing it's like close to 3 decades they've been together, 29 years. And I don't know why they're getting divorced, but they are. Torture Poets Department is 6 times platinum now, which is insane. Rosie has a new album. She was in a K-pop group. I can't remember what it was called. This album is good. This album is very, very, very good. I listened to it like on repeat when I was at the BYU library taking notes for my Patreon episode. And I feel like she went into my brain and pulled out all my thoughts and put them into an album. Like, what I'm going through and thinking right now, I'm just like, this is kind of exactly what I needed. It's like a sad album, but it's good also. Like happy, I want to say, not happy, but it's not all bad. It's not all sad. But there's just like some lines in it. It's like, are you thinking exactly what I'm thinking right now? That's so crazy. So yeah, give it a listen. It's called Rosie. Kendrick Lamar and SZA have announced a tour. I guess that's something I should have looked up. But I swear SZA has said she's done. Didn't she say she was done with music? Or am I just making that up? I could have sworn. It's called the Grand National Tour. Tickets have already gone on sale. Kendrick posted this. It said Grand National Tour, Cash App, Visa Card, pre-sale. Who has that? tomorrow at 10 a.m. I don't know anything more about dates or anything, but if you want to go see them, guarantee they're not coming to Utah, so don't get your hopes up for that. Do you guys see Donatella Versace's new face? I don't know if the same doctor is doing all these faces, and I just want to be right up front. I don't care if people get plastic surgery at all. I don't understand why it bothers them so much. And I don't know why people feel the need that celebrities have to be role models for young children and people in general when it comes to their looks. I just don't really understand the logic behind that, but whatever. So it's like when people get mad that I guess for instance the Kardashians, what they say when they won't say what they've had done, who cares? What does it matter? It really does not matter. If you don't think they look like that really, then that's on you. If you think they look like that really, that's on you too. I'm like in between. I don't think that they've had nearly as much surgery as everybody's said they have, but to each their own. Anyway, so people are like wondering if it's the same doctor because Christina Aguilera has had this done. She looks 20 years younger. Lindsay Lohan's had it done. There's one other person. Dang it, there was 4 people. Now, Donatella Versace, and she actually looks pretty good. So, yeah, if you have a lot of money and want to go get a facelift, ask where Donatella Versace went. Britney Spears on Instagram says she has moved to Mexico. I don't know. She was walking around in videos holding a lighter up, like one of those big long ones you use to like start a fire, up in front of her face. Apparently she lives in Mexico now because she doesn't want to be bothered by paparazzi. I don't know. I wish her well. I feel really bad that I don't know. I just can't imagine parents doing that to a child, but it did happen. Did you guys see Ariana Grande was on Drew Barrymore's podcast TV show, and she surprised Ariana with the original wand that Glinda had from The Wizard of Oz, and she was so excited. Ariana's like, "How did you get this? How did you get this?" It's like on loan from a museum, and people are like, she's asking how she got that. Like, she's not Drew Barrymore. Like, I think it wouldn't be that hard if Drew Barrymore wanted to borrow something from a museum about movies. Anyways, that was kind of cool. But also on Ariana, they did another interview. It was her and Cynthia Erivo and John Chu, the director of Wicked. And Ariana says she didn't understand any part of the holding space moment in the viral Wicked interview. She's like, I didn't know what any part of it meant. I didn't understand the first sentence, and I definitely didn't understand how Cynthia responded, and I just wanted to be there because I knew something big was happening and I didn't know how to be there. And then they say Gilchrist, is that her name? That is the interviewer. She says Gilchrist is also an amazing interviewer and a lovely person. So like she wasn't trying to shade, but she's like, I didn't know what was going on. And she's like, that's why I wanted to be a part of it, so I grabbed onto your finger. Oh, I love that. I love that went viral. Did you see that interviewer partnered with MAC Cosmetics, and she like held things up? She's like, this is perfect. It's like a makeup bag for holding space for your MAC Cosmetics. I'm like, wow, they did not waste any time, did they? It's so interesting what goes viral and stuff. White Lotus will premiere in February. I'm super excited. White Lotus 3, I should say. And Severance, I've been waiting for this for a very long time, will premiere in January. I think either January 11th or January 17th. So there's that to look forward to. If you've not watched it, it's on Apple TV. It's only one season. It is a very, what am I trying to say? It's not one you can kind of just like be on your phone. You need to pay attention. But it's so good, I promise you. I promise. Jeff Goldblum, he played the wizard in Wicked. He is now on I don't know if it's still on there, but Hot 100 for featuring on No One Mourns the Wicked. Which I don't remember him singing on that, but oh well, I guess he did. Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan broke up, and it is alleged that he cheated on her. Which is insane. Which is so insane. I can't fathom that. So now she has been a part of 3 relationships. She was with Joshua Bassett and Olivia Rodrigo. That was when the whole driver's license era started. Then she was with Shawn Mendes and the whole Camila Cabello thing. And they all three have albums about each other out this year. And now this with Barry Keoghan. And she is another blonde girl, apparently. But he is denying it. He put out a statement saying he needs to put a stop to all these lies and rumors that are going around. And he has a family and like blah, blah, blah. And people are being so mean to him, which is probably true. But I'm like, I wanted to know what happened. I don't know. People are mad. They're like, how could you fumble her? Like, what were you thinking? Charlie XCX is on the cover of Variety. I really, really, really want it. Did you guys see Kris Jenner? I think they were in New York, I want to say. That she stepped out of a car and she was wearing the Chanel jacket from Devil Wears Prada. The iconic scene where Emily Blunt and Gisele Bündchen are talking about her, and they look up and she's walking through the doors and she has the new makeover. That's the jacket she's wearing. I don't know if she had to buy it. I'm sure there's more than just one, obviously, but how iconic. That is so cool. I think that's so awesome. Katy Perry is performing at the Invictus Games in Vancouver. I don't even know when that is. What is the Invictus Games? I guess I should say, what are the Invictus Games? What are the Invictus Games? The Invictus Games are a multi-sport event for wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans. I did not know that. The purpose of the games is to showcase the fighting spirit of service personnel and inspire recovery. They also recognize the sacrifices service personnel have made and generate respect for them. The games feature adaptive individual and team sports, including sitting volleyball, swimming, athletics, I feel like that's pretty vague, wheelchair rugby, archery, cycling, indoor rowing, powerlifting, tennis, table tennis, and wheelchair basketball. The games are held every 2 years in a major world city. History: Prince Harry co-founded the games in 2014 with Sir Keith Mills and the Ministry of Defense. The name Invictus is Latin for unconquered. Oh, so it's fairly new. I guess that's probably why. Anyway, she is performing at the opening ceremonies. Katy Perry is, so good for you. This is a prediction I have, and I just want to put it out there because I saw a magazine photo shoot of him, and it's very like bloody. But Nicolas Chavez from Monsters, he plays Lyle Menendez. I can see him being cast, and I don't even know this is happening. I just hear it a lot that they want Jacob Elordi to play Patrick Bateman in the remake of American Psycho. I think Nicolas Chavez would be really good at it. He just kind of has that look, like that scary look behind his eyes, you know. I don't know. That's just a thing I'm putting out there, and if I'm right, I will be so happy. Khloe Kardashian is on the cover of Bustle magazine. I don't even know where you can buy that. I don't think you can buy it at Barnes & Noble, especially not one in Utah, but that's sad because I would like to have it. She looks really good in it, by the way. RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17 premieres January 3rd. I think it's on Paramount, but it premieres also on like MTV. Maybe it's VH1. Anyway, I actually want to start watching that. Like, a lot of my friends watch it, and they talk about it a lot. I love Trixie and Katya, but I don't watch them that often. I need to. The Eras Tour book that I waited in line for on Black Friday sold 814,000 copies in 2 days. That is crazy. That is a lot. But this was in my Patreon episode, by the way. She did not surpass, this was in nonfiction, surpass Barack Obama for his book that was released in 2020. His was 816,000. So close. But it's expected that her album, Torture Poets Department, is going to go back to number 1. I'm sure they'll announce it tomorrow because of the vinyl release of the Torture Poets Department, the anthology edition. So, be interesting to see if that happens. Tonight, did I already say that? Tonight is the last night of the show? I think I already did. So weird. I wonder what she's going to do after. What do you guys think she's going to do? Do you think she is going to take a break? Do you think she's going to take a long break and then release Reputation and Taylor Swift debut album? Or I hope she doesn't just release Reputation and just go away. I need a Getaway Car music video so badly. Please, 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 please. Please. I don't know. I don't know what she'll do. I can't imagine her sitting still for too long. I think she likes the idea of it, and maybe she'll do it for about 6 months, but I think she'll get bored. She's someone who needs to be doing something all the time. So, we'll see. North Face has collabed with Kim Kardashian on a SKIMS collection. And I think this all the time, but someone finally put it into words. It's someone on Twitter. He said, her brand is only 5 years old, and Kim already managed to collaborate with the North Face, Fendi, Swarovski, Dolce & Gabbana, and the U.S. Olympic team. And the U.S. Olympic team, the WNBA, and the NBA. Say what you want, but that's impressive. And I highly, highly agree. And she actually commented on it, and she said, thank you very much for noticing all the hard work. But this collection, oh my gosh. Like I said in the intro, I don't even ski, but I want this. Like, these look so cool. But they think they're out now. I'm pretty sure they're all sold out. Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton are on cover of Glamour magazine. So there's that. I went to Barnes & Noble the other day to get the Miley Cyrus Harper's Bazaar magazine, and I didn't realize there were so many magazines out. And I had them in my mind to buy, and I'm like, I forgot about that one. I forgot about that one. So it was a very good Barnes & Noble day for me. Martha Stewart has won an award called the FNN Award. And I just Googled it, and that is not what I was looking for. This one says high school football. So I'm guessing that's not it. Footwear News Achievement Awards? That can't be right. Footwear News Achievement? What does that even mean? It says Footwear News Achievement Awards honor Martha Stewart, Kenneth Cole, well, I guess Kenneth Cole is a shoe company, and A$AP Rocky with help from Rihanna. So I'm guessing it's part of her Skechers collab. What a weird award ceremony to have. Like, they had a full-on red carpet. Rihanna was there. Huh. It says, despite a tough year for the footwear category, the gala was the biggest yet. I am so confused. Okay, sorry. They have a whole gala for this. Interesting. I'm trying to find where it says Martha Stewart, but anyway, they got her and Rihanna got a picture together, and I just love that. It said, Icon of the Year, Martha Stewart began her speech by questioning what exactly an icon is. She said she asked Siri, oh, please don't turn on Siri, please, which first came back with a definition that it is a symbol on a computer screen or phone, and first appeared in the 70s on a Apple Mac. To laughter in the room, she said she then asked for another definition, adding, I thought icons were like dead people, but it said it's a person or thing widely admired for having great influence or significance in a particular sphere. So now I just wonder which icon am I. She pondered before pivoting. It's a pleasure to... here I was right. It's a pleasure to be honored alongside this team of Skechers for their great philanthropic work and all the great work that we've done together to bring Martha's shoes to 40 countries around the world. We started with 10 styles, and we now have 500 active SKUs. Holy crap. How do you design that many different shoes? I mean, obviously they're different colors. Weird. I still can't get over they had a gala for a shoe event. That's interesting. McDonald's is bringing the snack wrap back. Nobody knows when, but they said 2025. And after the shooting of that one CEO, people were making jokes about to CEOs. It's like, my Amazon package is now 4 days late. Jeff Bezos, do I need to remind you what happened to that one guy? It's not funny. I shouldn't laugh. But they're saying the same thing about the McDonald's wrap thing too, which I think is so funny. The Actors on Actors list has been announced. So every year, Variety pairs 2 actors together to interview each other. This year's is Andrew Garfield and Ryan Reynolds. It is Ariana Grande and Paul Mescal. Selena Gomez and Saoirse Ronan. Angelina Jolie and Cynthia Erivo. Zendaya and Nicole Kidman. Drew Starkey and Harris Dickinson. If you don't know who he is the prince in the second Maleficent. I really don't understand why they didn't bring back the first one, because I like him a lot. But he is the prince in the second Maleficent. I'm sure he was also in that wrestling movie with Zac Efron. He was one of the brothers. He's going to be in the new Baby Girl movie with Nicole Kidman, which I'm excited to see. Anyway, Kate Winslet and Zoe Saldana. Daniel Craig and Josh O'Connor. Josh O'Connor was in Challengers, the best movie of the year. Pamela Anderson and Mikey Madsen. I don't know who that is. Coleman Domingo and Kieran Culkin. Demi Moore and Amy Adams. Adrian Brody and Tilda Swinton. So that should be good. I think that's a good lineup. So they released so in Housewife franchise, or universe, the seating chart for the reunion episodes, which is basically the women all get together, sit on these couches, and Andy Cohen, the creator of Real Housewives, asks them questions about what happened during the season. The women all fight with each other, people cry, people storm off, like it gets very heated because it brings up old fights that happened during the show, but obviously the show was old, so anyway, it's just a lot of drama, and it's what I live for. But the seating chart is very coveted, and it's basically whoever the 2 that are sitting next to Andy are kind of the stars in a way of the season, kind of the sought after ones of the season. And it kind of tells a lot. So they released this one, and I'm guessing this is the right... Yeah, it is. Okay. So, to the left of Andy will be Angie. To the left of her will be Mary. To the left of her will be Bronwyn. And to the left of her on the very end is Whitney, which is surprising. To the right of Andy is Lisa. To the right of her is Heather. To the right of her is Meredith. And to the right of her is Brittany. I don't know. I can say what you want about Britney, but she's kind of just too dramatic that I have to like her. I think about, guys, what about me? All the time. All the time. I think it is so funny, so dramatic, so brave of her to do that. Anyway, here's my recap, my notes of Real Housewives of Salt Lake. Lisa and Whitney... No, sorry. I don't know why I read it like that. Lisa's saying Whitney's nails are a bridge and tunnel, which bridge and tunnel means not sophisticated and not high class. I don't know why, like they had bejeweled or bedazzles on them, and I don't know why that was bridge and tunnel. But I'm like, but you eat fast food for every meal. How is that sophisticated? Like, I think it's interesting. But Lisa was really funny this episode. This episode was another top tier episode. So basically Meredith gets bat mitzvahed. And if you don't remember from the last episode, Mary and Meredith got in a fight, and Meredith left Mary's house, and Mary was pissed. Sorry, that was the episode before. Then the next episode is where they meet together, and Meredith's like, I was really worried about you. And Mary's like, well, I've never had someone leave my house. And she's like, oh, I just didn't feel wanted. And she's like, you know what, Meredith, have a good day. Goodbye, have a good day. Anyway, Mary shows up. It's at a ski resort. I don't know where. I'm guessing in Park City somewhere. And she's late. And she's trying to look through the windows to see where she needs to go, but the shades are down. But it's those ones that you can still see through. She is right behind the pulpit, and she's looking through the window trying to figure out how to get in here. And it's like at a very important part of like this prayer that they're saying. I'm just like, oh, I have so much secondhand embarrassment for this. Like, this is so embarrassing. But again, it makes for good television. Later on in the day, Angie really goes in on Britney, basically calls her hair slutty, says high body count hair. Her hair did look not very good. Not gonna lie, it's very frizzy and very big. Bronwyn was super, super mean. She's kind of a mean girl, from what I got from this episode. She was not nice to Britani and Maylee, who they were being very nice to her, and Bronwyn got in a fight with Angie. That's who it was. And then she's over in the corner with Britani and Maylee, and she's taking a selfie. She's like, we had to get a picture of this. Who would have thought I would be friends with you two? And then later on in the episode, she starts being mean to them again, and she's like, I told them I'd give him a minute to be my friend, and I gave him 5, so that's enough for me. And she like walks away from them. I'm like, you are not very nice. Like, what? They were being kind to you. I don't know. That episode didn't make Bronwyn look very good in my eyes, not gonna lie. So Bronwyn approached Angie to get an apology for... What did she even say to Bronwyn? I can't even remember what happened. Did they get in a fight at the party? No. Oh, it was... Okay, it was at the girls' camp thing. And Angie told Bronwyn to shut the F up a couple times. And Bronwyn was pissed about that. So then she brought it up to her, and Angie's like, oh, okay, well then I apologize for that. And then she got mad at her for apologizing for that. She's like, I'm not going to take that pathetic apology. And I'm like, what do you want from her? Like, I don't understand what's going on. Then Whitney and Heather are talking to each other, and Lisa comes in and just chimes in, and instantly Whitney's like, Lisa, shut the hell up and go away. And Lisa's like, how dare you say that to me? But I'm like, she's just so done with you, Lisa. Like, you're just always inserting yourself. And no wonder, like, she's always snapping at you. It's because you're always there. Let's see. When Angie said, take your bump it and go to Britani. If you don't know what bump it is, that's those things back in the day when poofy hair was a thing. And you'd literally put this thing as like an arch plastic thing you put in your hair, and then you put your hair over top of it. And it would make your hair look like it had more volume. Chloe and Brooks marks, they remind me of, they're just so docile, because they were comforting Britani while she was crying after what Angie said to her. And the way, you can't see them, but you can just hear their voices. They're in a different room. The way they speak reminds me of Flotsam and Jetsam from Little Mermaid. Their voices are just so monotone and so, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I'm like, you guys remind me of Flotsam and Jetsam. Like, you just, like, have that vibe. I don't know why. Meredith definitely had security on standby, because she did not hesitate to call them over. She's like, security, get Angie out of here. I've had enough. You're degrading women. I do not tolerate that. I am not having that. I'm like, Angie, or Meredith, you were just waiting for this. And I mean, it was her party, so I guess she could do what she wants. When the security comes over, Angie's like, you guys, you don't need to escort me out. I weigh 100 pounds. I'll walk out. And the guy comes over and hands her a fur coat. I'm guessing it's fake. And she looks at it. She's like, this isn't mine. This coat belongs to Britani, and threw it across the room. Oh, it was good. It was good. I cannot wait to see what happens at the reunion. I cannot wait to see what happens the next episode. I wonder how many episodes are going to be. Because if they're doing the seating chart, it must be close to being over. And that makes me sad, because I feel like it just started. Speaking of something that just started, there's a new show called Sold on SLC. I talked about this a couple episodes ago. It is basically Selling Sunset in Utah. And if you don't know what Selling Sunset is, it is a reality realtor show where they sell houses. And finally, all I have to say is finally, a TV show in Utah films in the summer. Oh my gosh, I was so happy to see green and leaves, and it must have been like late spring, early summer, because everything was still pretty green. But I'm just like, what is up with like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives filming in the winter? The winters here are not that pretty. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you look up at the mountains, those are pretty. Down in the valley, especially in January and February, and the snow is just ice and just like mud and dirt, and the inversion in Salt Lake, like, it is not pretty here in the winter. I'm so tired of them filming shows here in the winter. So I was happy to see that. But this just goes to show that reality TV and just publicity in general is good, because this I guess you call it a brokerage, is named Presido, and I have never heard of that. And apparently they sold over $1 billion worth of houses last year, or in total maybe. I don't really know. I feel like that's impossible for Utah, but I could be wrong. But I've never heard of them. The one in Utah is like the most prevalent is Berkshire Hathaway Realty. That's one you see a lot of, but I have never seen Presido, so that's getting good publicity. Basically, this woman owns it, and I cannot remember their names, you guys, and I'm not even gonna look it up. That's not me saying I don't like the show. The show's really good, and I'm excited to watch it, but I just didn't keep their names locked in my head. There's one guy on there that drives me nuts. He drives me so insane. This is the guy. Okay, so my next notes is about this guy that I'm talking about. It shows like their lifelong total that they've sold, and it's $158 million is what his is. So I'm pretty sure you get 8%. Maybe it's 4%. Let's look it up. Sorry, I guess I always forget I have Google right here. What percent do realtors make? It just depends. 5.49%. Okay, I was going off 8%, so we'll just do 4%. So that's still $6 million. And he's talking about how he had to sell his Escalade, he had to sell his Audi, and they're really struggling. I'm like, how did you spend $6 million? And their house, it's not a bad house, like it's a nice house, but it's not like this glamorous, over-the-top house. It's just a regular house. I'm just so curious, where did that money go? I had 12 million because I had 8%, but I think that's too high. So 6 million, that's still a lot of money. Where did it go? That is so crazy to me. I think it was Christine from Selling Sunset. She's not on there anymore, but she was saying like, yeah, basically those commissions aren't real. So who knows? I guess the brokerage will take a percentage of it too. I don't know. And I liked how they didn't film the basic cookie cutter Utah homes, the all white, the all farmhouse looking houses. They showed cool houses, like modern ones, and the one that they showed in this was like a kind of a French country vibe. But like the houses they were showing, I'm like, okay, finally we're seeing other houses in Utah that are not just the same, or just the same cookie cutter Ivory Homes houses, you know? So there's that. Those are just my few notes on that show. It's very good. You should watch this on Peacock as well. That's where all of Bravo Nation, Bravo Universe will be, is on Peacock. Yeah, so that's it today, you guys. It's a shorter episode than we're usually used to doing. I think I recorded an hour and 15 minutes of the Patreon, so I'm like, this is like over 2 hours for me right now in a short span. But anyway, I feel like we talked a lot about stuff, and I hope you guys have a good week. I'm going to Arizona this week, very quick trip, and then come back. And yeah, I'm having a movie night with some friends. We're going to watch The Holiday. What else am I doing? I don't know if I'm going to bingo this week. I haven't been to bingo in a while. And yeah, the movie on Thursday. So there is all that. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you are interested, please go and subscribe to my Patreon. It's very fun for me to do, and I really appreciate the support. Please, someone, if you have not rated the podcast yet, please go rate it 5 stars so I can get to 24 5-star reviews. I'd highly appreciate it. Tell all your friends about this podcast, and yeah, we're on episode 67. It's so crazy. It just does not feel like time has gone that fast. Anyway, it has. And that is it for me. Have a great week, and I appreciate you. Bye.